Welcome to episode 21 of the Career Breakthrough Series. I'm your host, Paul Ames, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest episode and the amazing guests we'll be bringing on. On today's show, I'm bringing to you Colton Crottinger. Colton is a 4-year Navy veteran with the biggest heart for helping other people. After he was honourably discharged from the military in 2013, he really quickly discovered how difficult it was to transition back into civilian life. And as a result, he found himself in a homeless shelter with one of two options: either give up on life or change his life for the better. So determined, he began reading about the law of attraction and educated himself in the power of positive thinking and the beneficial effects it can have on your life. He soon began to apply this to his own situation and quickly realised that he could do anything he set his mind to. Fast forward 1 year, and Colton has founded a company called Lower Bros that quickly grew into $1 million business while also becoming candidate for mayor in his hometown of Alvarado. He has since moved on and has searched long and hard to find a career that would allow him to not only do something he loves, but also help benefit other veterans in need. Thus, Lower Bros was born. I can't wait to bring to you this episode, so let's get started with the interview. Welcome to episode 21 of the Career Breakthrough Series. I'm your host, Paul Ames, and on the show today, I've got an amazing guy, an amazing entrepreneur called Colton Crottinger. Colton is a 4-year Navy veteran who was honourably discharged out of the Navy, and after that, find it really hard transitioning into civilian life or getting back into normal life again. And as a result of this, he found himself in a homeless shelter with two options: either give up and accept it for how it is, or to move on and to better his life. Colton came across the law of attraction, which is an incredible thing, which I absolutely believe in and love it to the T. And from that, it turned his whole life around. He noticed a huge change in himself and in everything he wanted in his life. And as a result, started Lower Bros, which is an incredible business, which also helps veterans to work through some of the issues they've got. So, Colton, thank you so much for agreeing to come onto the show. I'd just love it if you could give a bit of background. Obviously, we've touched on what your background was, but if you could give a bit of a history to my audience about what your upbringing was like and basically what some of the biggest influences for your life were.
Okay, sounds good. Pretty much, parents split early, and my dad, he's a self-made entrepreneur, and I always wanted to be like him, and I think that's probably been one of my biggest driving factors, is always trying to impress him or show him I can do things. So I think ever since I was 12 years old, I was into entrepreneurship. I was trying to sell coins. I was making my own cards and trying to do lawn work or painting, anything I could do. And then as soon as I got a car, I tried to start a car club and try to figure out a way to get sponsors and make money from that. And then, I tried going to college after high school, and I was just terrible, man. I struggled in school real bad.
Yeah,
so,
can relate.
Yeah, that wasn't working, so I joined the Navy, and then I did that for 4 years. And I got out, and like you said, my bio there, I had a hard time getting a job, and not having a degree, I'm only worth about $10 an hour.
Yeah.
And so that's just not cutting it.
No, definitely not.
So that's just been my driving factor. The way that I wrap my head around it is, I have no option other than to make something happen and create my own success, because no one's going to create it for you.
Exactly, man. That's so true. And I've been following your stuff for quite a while, and I have to say, man, I'm really proud of everything you've come through, and hearing your backstory. It's an incredible transition, and I can't even imagine how difficult it'd be from, such a different life and aspect and way of life when you're in the Navy or in the armed forces, as to coming back into civilian life and things being so different. So, man, I'd love to touch on that a little bit. So a lot of the work I do is on mindset as well, even though I do a lot of career counseling. So what would be some of the biggest mental roadblocks you've had to face, whether that be transitioning out of the Navy or potentially starting your own business that you've had to overcome?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you're going to have tough times. Everything will be going real good, and then you'll just get hit with, a freight train. I think how you bounce back from failure, I think would be the biggest thing. Anybody can have success, but it's how you overcome failures. And, And I've done it several times. I've had a good business and employees. I've lost it all, pretty much overnight. This is my second time building my business up. If I lost my company tonight, I end up in a shelter tomorrow, I'll do it all over again, and I'll start a new business, tomorrow. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just being able to bounce back from failures. You're going to have hiccups. You're going to have things not go your way. Just pushing through and knowing that you'll always get back up. If you keep getting back up, you're bound to succeed.
Exactly, man. That's great advice, guys. Go back and have a listen to that. And it's all about the resilience. And, everyone faces tough times in your life, like Colton said. But, it's all about how you pick yourself back up and keep pushing at those dreams and those goals that mean something to you. So thanks for sharing that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'd love to touch on, obviously before the Navy, I'm not too sure if you had many careers or many jobs before that, but I'd love to touch on some of the previous careers that you've done as well, and what the biggest takeaways from some of those careers were, or whether that be just the Navy. What would be some of the biggest takeaways that you learned or, upskilled yourself in from those careers?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I've always had a tough time keeping a job. I think the only reason I kept a 4-year job in the Navy is because you go to jail if you don't show up to work. So I kept that showed up every day.
Yep.
But the other ones, I had a tough time. I think whenever my boss would give me direction, I would try to break down a way to make it better and faster. And then, a lot of bosses aren't open to that, especially if you're new there and you come in and you try to change things, or if you try to innovate or have better ideas than they do, then you're threatening their job. So a lot of people don't like that. So I would say I just learned a lot about the politics. I think with different jobs, and being on people's good sides and stuff like that. I had a hard time staying on people's good sides because I was always trying to change things and make things better and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good takeaway I took from that.
Yeah, I think that's from the business owner entrepreneur in you. I think, you know when you're not meant to be an employee, and like you said, you're always trying to better things and, tweak things and often tread on people's toes because you're looking for the best way to refine or make that business work a lot more efficiently. So, I think that's, one of the big things I've noticed as well is you just can't be an employee, or you struggle with being an employee when you've got that mindset. So, that's a great takeaway.
Yeah, and I did I was into car sales for a little while, and I think that's something I recommend for really anybody, even if you're not into the sales world. Just being able to get to know people, how to read people, how to understand body language, and understanding the demographics. I think being in sales, and just if you can sell a car, you can sell yourself. So.
Exactly, man. And I completely agree with that. And that's one of the biggest things I notice with a lot of my clients with their careers, especially heading into interviews, is so many people are afraid of talking about themselves or trying to sell their biggest strengths, or they don't even know what their biggest strengths are. So like you said, if you can't sell yourself, you're never really going to get anywhere in life or in your career or business. So it's a really important aspect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Colton, I'd love to know a little bit more about your current business, what you're doing, and what you're most excited about moving forward in your business.
Okay. So my company now is an event planning company. So, I just want to be known for big family fun events.
Awesome.
I think all these ball games and everything is so expensive, and we spend, $400 or $500 taking your family out, but my events that I put together, you can spend, $40, $50 and just have an amazing experience.
That's awesome, man.
So that's kind of what I want to be known for. So my plan is I'll be taking this company national. So I want to be doing events all over the U.S. and then, hopefully one day all over the world would be great. So.
Definitely, man. That'd be good if you pop over to Australia when you make it over here.
It'd be fun. So I try to break some Guinness World Records during our events, and that it's really good for marketing. It brings in the crowd, and even if we don't break a world record, it's still a lot of fun, and people don't really complain. So.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's awesome. And as I said, massive congrats on everything you've achieved. That's brilliant, man. So Colton, I'd love to know, what do you think would be 3 to 5 actionable tips that my audience could take away, whether that be, over their mindset in moving forward in their career, or potentially in business? What do you think would be 3 to 5 actionable tips that you've learnt that you really think could help out my audience?
Man, I would say, number one, you got to believe in yourself for sure. You always got to believe in yourself. You got to be your biggest fan. Another thing, I think you become the median of who you hang out with. So,
Definitely.
if you hang out with 4 broke people, you're going to be the 5th broke one. If you hang out with 4 millionaires, you'll be the 5th millionaire. So I'm constant, and as sad as it is, you just got to separate yourself from negative people. Even if it's family members, sometimes you gotta get away from negative people. And I try to surround myself with people that are a lot better than me, so that way I can do nothing but go up.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then again, having a good mindset. I love the law of attraction. So I always post visual things of anything I want to accomplish. So if I want to make $100,000, I post take a $1 bill, have 100,000, post it on the wall, and I look at it every day. I wanted my dream car is a Bentley, so I had a toy Bentley on my desk every day. I would look at, and now I finally got my Bentley. Just little visual reminders every day.
Yeah, definitely, man. I saw your Bentley and I absolutely love it. It's awesome, man. It's a really nice car. It's a bit of a random question I ask all of my guests that come onto the show. Obviously from my counseling background, there's a question called the miracle question. So imagine if you went to sleep tonight and overnight a miracle occurred and everything you ever wanted had occurred. Anything you wanted to impact in the world or anyone you wanted to impact had come true. There was no financial roadblocks or no mental roadblocks stopping you. What would be that big impact or that big change you'd want to create in the world, and why would it be so important to you?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. I like that. I think seeing people smile. That's what I love. Yeah, if I could just bring more smiles around the world, if you turn on, I don't even turn on the news. You turn on the news, there's so much negativity and so many bad things happening all around the world. I think just being able to smile. I don't think that there's any one thing I could do that could change the world, but if I can distract, a family for a matter of an hour or two with an event, and they're smiling and they're happy and they're forgetting about all the other negative things happening in their life, in the world. That would be my goal if I could do that. I think most people they just live life and they don't try to do anything big, and they're remembered for their love for one generation. They're remembered, one after that, and then you're forgotten after that. So I think if you're able to just touch as many people as you can, I think that's how you'll be remembered for generations to come. And I would love to be a part of something like that.
Wow. That's a brilliant response, man. I love that. That's a brilliant response, man. I love that. That's such a good answer. And yeah, not something I've really heard on the responses, which is really cool. Like, yeah, you just want to see people smile. I love it. So
cool. Thank you.
So Colton, what would be, obviously, you're quite into your consistent learning and moving forward and, developing who you are as a person. So what would be the best book or resource that's really helped you move forward? I know the law of attraction is a big one, but what would be the best book or resource that's really helped you move forward with your life and get to the level where you're at currently?
I would say there's this entrepreneur by the name of Patrick Bet-David.
Yep.
If you're familiar with him.
Yeah, definitely.
It's because, man, there's so many entrepreneurs that have questions, and if you actually watch his videos, I bet you he would answer any question you have with entrepreneurship, moving forward. I mean, the mindset, anything. Whenever I have people that come to me and they want to start a business and they just need money or they just need counseling, they just need mentorship, I say after you watch all of Patrick's videos and you still have questions, you can ask them, but you're not going to have any questions after that. So I think just that's a good thing, is just being online and getting this free information, free material. You're pumping out online, different entrepreneurs, stuff like that. Just it's the best thing for you, and it's always available, on your computer, your phone. your iPad, definitely a good resource.
Yeah, for sure, man. I completely agree. And Patrick's amazing. Yeah, he's such an inspirational entrepreneur, that's for sure. So I'd love to know as well. We've obviously, all of us have a really amazing positive trait or habit which has helped us achieve success or to move forward in our life. We've also got a hindering habit that holds us back. What would you say would be like one of your biggest positive habits or traits that's helped you achieve the success that you've got in your life? And what would be one of your most hindering habits?
Okay. Well, I would say one of the positive things is getting people to believe in my vision. So, and ideas are what you're doing. If you believe in what you're doing, and you get other people to believe in it, I think you can do just about anything with your business. And so that's the one thing I call when I have these 500 companies that want to sponsor my event. What I have to do is get them to believe in my vision, and then they become a part of what I'm doing. So I guess that's my biggest strength is just getting people to believe in what I'm doing. And I do that by following through with what I say I'm going to do. You know, even if I don't know how I'm going to do it, I just say yes. The answer is yes, and then I got to figure out how to deliver. So I say yes a lot. I don't like to say no to people or companies. And then that's one of the biggest negative things about me. I lack an organization, and I jump around a lot, and that's always been tough. You know, there was for a while, you know, I was trying to start 8 businesses at once.
Oh wow!
And it was just tough. And so I think staying focused is something that I've always struggled with. I think I have ADHD, and so staying focused is always been a challenge. But that's why, you know, the second you do make a little bit of money, you hire somebody that can replace your weaknesses. So now I have someone helping me with staying organized, staying on top of things, staying focused. And that's the biggest thing is just playing on your strengths and getting someone to help you in the things you're weak.
Exactly right, man. And I remember reading something saying if somebody can do something 80% as good as you, then get someone to outsource that and do the things that you love doing. And like you said, get someone to deal with the weaknesses that you don't like. So
absolutely, yeah.
Perfect, man. I really appreciate your time, and thanks so much for coming on. And as I said, man, I love the business that you've created. It's amazing. You can see how much of a heartfelt entrepreneur you are, which is an amazing thing to see in people nowadays. But Colton, I'd love to know, where can my audience best get in touch with you if they wanted to reach out to you or find out a bit more about Lower Bros?
Yeah, pretty much anyone can add me on Facebook or follow me on Facebook. I'm always pumping out good stuff, and I like to pump out, you know, motivational stuff or stuff with business, everything that's going on in my life, Facebook. But outside of that, you know, loabros.com is my website, and you can even message there, and it goes straight to my cell phone.
Perfect, man. That's brilliant.
I'm always down to help people out or give me advice I can. I'll talk to anyone. So.
Perfect, man. As I said, thanks so much for coming on the show. As I said, I've been following your stuff, and I love your stuff. It's an honor to actually have you on and share your amazing message for my audience.
Awesome. Well, thank you, man. I love everything you're doing. I've been watching a lot of your shows, and I can see it, and it's awesome what you're doing. So congratulations on that.
Thanks, man. So just before we go, I'd just love to know, is there any parting advice or learnings that you'd love to share with the audience just before you go that you feel could really make a difference in their lives?
Something that makes you happy no matter what it is. If you think you know, it's easy to say you want to do something and then just don't take action. You come up with an idea of something you want to do, don't just write it down. Write down days on dates. I want to just come up with a business plan by Friday. You know, don't say I want to start this company. Just do it. Just start the steps, and it doesn't matter if it takes you years. It doesn't matter if you have another job. Just start the process and just keep getting a little bit further each day. And you know, it's like saving. You know, if you save a little bit of money each day, it'll pay off, and that's the same. Even if you don't have money or people that believe in you, all you gotta do is believe in you and push yourself forward every day, and then start getting other people to believe in you, and then it's gonna take off. It'll pay off.
That's perfect, man. Great advice there. And guys, go back and have a great listen to what Colton's just said. So, Colton, yeah, thanks again for coming on my show. It's been fantastic talking to you, man. I love your vision, and I wish you all amazing success even further with your business and the work you're doing.
Awesome, man. Thank you. And I wish you success as well, man.
Thanks, man. And
you're going to go awesome with this.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So, guys, stay tuned next week where we've got another incredible entrepreneur or person who's going to help you move forward in your career and achieve that success you really want. So stay tuned then.